Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am working on my ATCs for June. Yep, I'm rolling that one again because I didn't want to do it. I can't even remember what it was. It went so fast, but I didn't want to do it. So, alright, so this is my randomly chosen card, and it's add crayons or pastels, or is it pencils? Either way, they won't stick on the glossy paper, so I just did a real thin coat of gesso to give it a little bit of grit. And I'm going to use my Neocolor 2 watercolor crayons to just add a little bit of ombre. I'm just being inspired by the shape of the pattern that's already on the card back. And yeah, just following that circle. And just do a little bit, try to do a little bit of an ombre. And give it a real watercolor quality. Alright, so the next prompt, I can barely read it up there in the corner, is add book text. So I had just a scrap that has book text on there. So I decided I would do some word confetti. So I clip this and keep them in order, but then I glue them down, and when I glue them down, I keep them sort of in order, but not perfectly in order. So it's actually almost impossible to figure out what the sentence is. But it has something to do with the shortest shadow of the day is at noon. And this is actually part of a textbook. It's a really, really old textbook. And it's about driving a car, but then it talks about the stars and how to navigate and everything. So I still didn't like that, so I rolled the dice again until I got something I wanted. Well, it's actually more like something I would be willing to do. So I'm carefully putting some matte medium over, not just to help the words stay down, but to kind of seal the Neocolor 2 crayons in. And now we're going to doodle. And I decide to draw a silhouette of a tree, because it just felt like a sky background, so the tree just felt right to do. I've really been having fun doing this challenge. I really like the ATC challenge every year. And I will make up a playlist and link it in the description box below. If you haven't seen my other videos and are interested in what my other ATCs look like, they will be there. I've also been posting them on Instagram, which is linked below as well. I'm a little bit behind. But I hope to get caught up here soon. So, yeah. My tree was looking a little scruffy. I thought maybe just going over it with water would cause that ink to bleed enough to fill it in, but it didn't quite, so I just took some blue watercolor and added that as well. Why not? I didn't have any black in that particular watercolor tin. Yeah, and I did that right on the wet surface. Shame on me. Alright, so that was, what day did I say I was doing? That was day 16. I believe this is day 17. And it's skip or drag brush, so that's what I'm doing. I just pulled out some Naples yellow, looked like it went with the color of the card, and just kind of drug the brush across it. So that was prompt number 1. The next prompt is add a flower. So I have some flowers that I made a long time ago. Everybody was making these circle flowers. They're all a little big, but I decided to go for it, and we'll just cut it down and make it fit. They were really fun to make. That was so long ago. I need to make some more, make some smaller ones. Alright, so I decide to add some of my scraps just to add a little bit more interest. And my flower is still so big it kind of takes up the whole card. And we'll just add some scraps of paper. And I figured just a little bit of glue would be fine. It doesn't need to have like a ton holding it down. I would be okay if it curls up a little bit. And that paper is just from that same book, just blank sections. Alright, so the last prompt is add a quote. So I found this one. It's actually not really a quote, it's more of a definition. But it's words. I figured it counts. And it's precious, and the meaning of precious. And I'm trying to get it straight. It still looks crooked. If I pull that off too many times, I will have to glue it. There we go. Glue it down. I believe that is 17, day 17. So day 19, the first one is add a tag, label, or envelope. Now these aren't necessarily prompts that are designed for ATCs, but I mean, they're working. I have these little stickers that look like miniature tags, so I just took one of those and stuck it on with just randomly. Like I didn't even think about where I put that. Now the next prompt, I believe, I can't really see it up there, but I'm pretty sure it was dimensional paint. So I pulled out this old dimensional paint I have. It's getting a little hard, but it's still usable. And I just stencil through one of my Dina Wakley birds. Adding a little water in there, hoping it'll help. There we go. I actually took that stencil and I set it on top of another card, ATC shaped card, and wiped it off, so that will end up being on the next one. But I didn't show it here. So the next prompt was add stamps. So I'm just taking what looks like a ticket and just stamping it down there at the bottom. So I felt like I needed to do more with the tag that's up at the top. Oh, am I not doing that yet? Oh, I'm going to shade around the bird so it stands out more. So that's a Stabilo All pencil, which is water soluble. I'll just help that bird show up a little bit better. Alright, so now I take out my, what is it even called? Anyway, we're going to put a brad. Is it a brad? I was thinking I would put this on here and then I would have something hang from it or hang through that eyelet, but I couldn't think of anything, so it just stays like it is. Plus I put a card back on, which you're not seeing, that labels the ATC. Decided to add a little ink around the edges just to finish it off. And there it is. Day 18. Alright, so day 19, my first prompt was add a flower, but this is the one where I cleaned off that stencil and you can barely see the bird. So I went ahead and traced around the bird, and instead of shading, well, I think I painted in later. So it says add a flower, and I remembered I had this washi tape that had flowers, so I just grabbed the first one off of there and stick it on. And try to stick it on, and stick it on again. There we go. Oh, that says black gesso. So that's what I do. I paint the bird with black gesso. And I decided to go over the top of the flower with the bird. And I go till it's a solid black. Oh, and that says add watercolor. So this is what the titanium watercolor ground. I just put it on really thinly in the background around the bird, and I go around the flower. I'm just trying to make it really thin so you can see the background, the pattern of the card that I'm using. And pull out my watercolors again. Then we'll just add some color. Okay, so now that's dry. I'm just going around the bird with my white gel pen, just to make it more interesting. I try to go around the flower. I guess it shows up a little bit. And then I just doodle. I'm just doodling. Felt like I needed to do more on this card. And then I add a little bit of neon yellow to the flower, hoping to help it stand out a little bit more. But really, that's about all I do to this card. Oh, I think I add a word. But I hope you enjoy watching these videos. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up or leave me a comment. That really helps YouTube know that you like what you see, and I hope you do like what you see. We're going to rub this word on here, and hopefully it will stick. I really like these rub-ons. I don't use them enough. It's one of those things you think, oh, it's precious, I don't want to use it up. But I need to be using things. And I've hardly got any words on my ATCs this year. I might have to go back and rub some on every one of them just to use it. I'm just going to seal that down just to make sure it stays. And then I just go over everything just to make it all look the same. And there you have it. Thank you all for watching. Have an awesome day.